Hi everyone, I'm Marissa,
And I'm Haley.
and today I'm teaching Haley about planetary romance.
I'm excited. I've never heard of this.
I must say, I don't think we've ever encountered a planetary romance, have we?
Well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I have.
You'll know one of the books that I have for you.
Okay. Okay.
So be prepared.
But Marissa, what is planetary romance?
I'm glad you asked. It is a subgenre of science fiction or science fantasy where the bulk of the action consists of adventures on one or more exotic alien planets.
Okay. All right. I guess that makes sense.
Yes. It's also characterized by distinctive physical and cultural backgrounds. The novels are not primarily concerned with travel through space, but what happens on the planet. So the planet is mostly what's important.
So, do they have to travel to a planet and it's on that planet? Or is it just any planet? Like, if the story starts on one planet?
I don't think they have to travel there. I think that what it is that because it's planetary romance, it's like a new place, it's exotic and pretty, and you're almost in love with the planet itself.
Oh, I was about to ask about the romance part. I'm like, does it have to be like a romance, or is the romance
No, that I'm
uh,
glad you actually asked. 'Cause the subgenre is actually concerned with the romance of the alien world, so like the world itself, rather than the steamy affairs of the heart.
okay?
So like, I'm sure there's a romance in there, like a traditional one, but it's usually like, look at this world.
Hmm.
Kind of reminds me of the Road to El Dorado, where like the whole movie is just basking in how beautiful the place they discover is versus
I
the
love it.
boring world they came from.
I love it. I ship it. The
So a little history.
main character slash planet. Yes.
Yeah, slash planet. So a little history. A significant precursor of the genre is Edwin L. Arnold's Lieutenant Gulliver Jones' His Vacation, which is 1905. That was a lot. The book itself is called Lieutenant Gulliver Jones's His Vacation. So there's also the Encyclopedia of Science Fiction that mentions two caveats as to the usage of the term. We have James Blish's A Case of Conscience and Hal Clement's Mission of Gravity. So we have quite a few choices about which one is the father of the genre.
I want to see them fight.
Just put them in a ring. Fight!
Exactly.
So some elements or tropes is the setup is sci-fi, but the meat of it is more fantasy. The plot is heavily tied to the culture of the planet, kind of going along with El Dorado. A lot of times it's medieval or primitive cultures, but they offer distinct, often unique cultures as well as a well-defined background. So, it's quite pretty. The setting is highly described, and the world usually feels like low fantasy, but space travel is common. So, probably like space travel is just in the background. It's not like a big marvel. It's not like, oh my god, we traveled through space, and it's more like we traveled through space.
No, we traveled to space, and now we're on this big, beautiful planet. Oh, I love it so much.
With our big, beautiful moons.
Question: there's a Rick and Morty episode where Rick is his ex-girlfriend Unity. Unity is technically a planet. Does that count as planetary romance?
Well, does Unity have a culture on her?
I think so. Man, I need to rewatch that episode, but I think so.
Like,
I know she controls all the people on the planet.
Okay. That might be, actually. That'd be really fascinating. just knowing, like, the I wish I had like I do have examples, but I wish I had like some more modern ones. But let's get into the books because I definitely want to read one of these. We have the Pern novels by Anne McCaffrey, The Big Planet Duo by Jack Vance, Darkover by Marin Zimmer Bradley, and the one I want to read is A Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs. I think I've heard of him, and I swear he's a good author. I don't know. I'll have to double check. Don't take my word on that. And then the one you've definitely heard of is Dune by Frank Herbert.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Dune.
Yes. I was
I
just
wonder,
saying, like, Dune is probably one that you've been thinking of.
I'm trying to think about. Hmm. I wonder if Avatar would count as planetary romance, like like the James Cameron movie.
Oh, wrong Avatar. My
Yeah,
bad.
you're thinking of Last Airbender. No,
I don't because to me, I hear Avatar and I think, dang, I don't think of blue people.
no. I'm just working at Disney World in Animal Kingdom, where I'm in the Pandora Land. That's my default now.
Okay.
Interesting time, but yes, I mean, like James Cameron Avatar, blue people.
Yes.
I wonder, does that count as planetary
I
romance?
feel like it should because it was like really in love with the people and its culture. That's like you're coming up with some really good examples. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
Because watch, like you're gonna teach me something, and I'm just gonna be like, what?
I'm supposed to be the expert, Haley.
Just have no questions, Marissa. I'm just spouting knowledge at you. I know. And
Does any movie that is all about planet Earth and how beautiful it is that planetary romance?
I
Does
don't
it
think so. I
does
think
it have to
I
be an
think it
alien planet?
I think it has to be a distinct alien planet.
Okay. All right. This sounds very wholesome.
It does. I really do want to read the Princess of A Princess of Mars just
What's it
because I
about?
think A Princess of Mars. Let's see. I had it up earlier. Don't mind my typing.
Marissa, unprepared, unprofessional. I don't think anything else I could think of that might maybe is planetary romance. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at if I ever look to this side, guys, that's literally just me looking at my books, admiring, or as I am doing, looking through all my examples and be like, is it?
I feel like this was made into a movie.
What, Princess of Mars?
Yeah, just I don't know. Looks like it could be. Basically, oh, it was made into a movie. It was called John Carter.
Right? That's what I knew it was based on books, but that
Yeah, yeah, no, it's based off. I believe it's based off of Princess of Mars because John Carter, a Confederate veteran of the American Civil War, goes prospecting in Arizona immediately after the war's end. Having struck a rich vein of gold, he runs afoul of the Apaches. While attempting to evade pursuit by hiding in a sacred cave, he's mysteriously transported to Mars, called Barsum by its inhabitants. He finds that he has great strength and superhuman agility in this new environment as a result of lesser gravity and lower atmospheric pressure. He, and yeah, and basically he has to like fight some bad guys.
hmm, okay. Here's a question, Marissa. If you were to write a planetary romance, what would you write?
Ooh, I feel like it'd be very close to the road to El Dorado, where like they come across it accidentally, like they weren't supposed to be there,
Hmm.
and they get there before the bad guys. And they see this culture and it's wonderful and it's beautiful. And I
But it
do
has to be
hate
a
the mistaken for somebody, but like the Road to El Dorado does it so well.
but it has to be a different planet.
Like I said, they get there somehow. Might get like through space, just through space travel. But they get somewhere they're not supposed to be,
Do
completely
you?
by accident.
I wonder. Does another dimension still count for planetary romance? Like, if you were to
Ooh,
get, oh my god, what's the Japanese term? Isekai? Isekai? Like portaled to
that
another
Isekai
place?
isn't that the one where you die and you get
I thought it was
into?
just your portaled into another world. I didn't know if you had to die to get
I
there.
think you have to die.
Well,
Or
now I'm
basically,
thinking,
your body's been transported into something else. I swear.
I'm looking that up.
Please and thank you, because I've never really known.
All it says is a subgenre of fantasy in which a character is suddenly transported from their world into a new or unfamiliar one.
Hmm.
Alice in
Yeah, does it
Wonderland
work with
counts.
power fantasy, or does it have to do space travel?
I don't know. You're the expert.
I'm the expert. Let me think. I think it has to do space travel because they say space travel's common. So I think it's
Hmm.
it's got to have that sci-fi element to it.
Okay. So if you're a portal to another dimension through sci-fi means
Yeah.
with a sci-fi MacGuffin,
Sci-fi MacGuffin, yeah, you get portaled into another dimension.
and you're just like, oh my god, this place is amazing. It's beautiful.
I want to learn all about its culture and its ways, yeah.
Man, you'd have to do some serious world building.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Serious world building.
more than I'm used to. I mean, okay, I like world building, but apparently I never do enough of it for my works.
I
So
feel that.
this would be a challenge for me.
Which is fun because I think I've told you I've got one book series that has a shit ton of world building in it.
Mm-hmm.
That one's
Yeah,
a
your
portal
G.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, maybe if you just change it where instead of a portal, it's a alternate dimension machine, then you got a planetary romance.
Oh, it would not be a planetary romance because that world's it'd be a planetary horror. It's a planetary nightmare.
What's the opposite of romance?
Uh, hatred?
Hmm.
If you don't love something, I'm pretty sure you hate it.
Planetary revenge.
Planetary revenge. You killed my planet, so I'm gonna get revenge.
Planetary dystopia. I want
Really, I said we weren't
to read
talking
that.
about Earth. Come on.
I want to read that. I want someone to go to a new planet and they just hate the place.
They just hate the place.
They hate it so much. They're like, nah, fuck this planet. I need to get off. I guess that's literally any sci-fi movie and any sci-fi horror that goes into another planet. I guess that's what I'm describing.
Yeah, because I'm saying I'm pretty sure there's a ton of like books too, where characters go to new places and they're just like, this place is awful. I hate it. It's just like you are surrounded by all this cool shit and you're appreciating none of it. Way to go.
Oh, yeah. So some of it. I mean, if you were to go into let me like Hunger Games. Imagine you go to a planet and the planet is Hunger Games.
That's when you turn around and leave.
You crash landed on it. You
Oh
can't leave.
damn.
That's your planetary whatever would be the opposite. We need a name for that. Let's make a new genre.
Let's make a new genre. Let me think. Okay, because it wouldn't be romance. It wouldn't be romance. It would have to be. Oh God.
Is there a genre that's literally the opposite of romance?
Lovers to enemies.
I don't know. I always thought like revenge. I don't know revenge. I always like revenge stories.
Me too. I mean, we did just read Vicious, so
Yeah.
to be fair.
Well, I think planetary romance is interesting. I think it has potential to be very boring. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not careful, like with the Avatar,
Yep.
the blue people, not not Aang,
Are they called like the Navi or something?
the Navi. Yep.
I didn't want to. I don't want people to think like I don't know the name. I remembered it after I said blue people, and I was like, ah, shit.
But like with that movie, like I don't know. Sometimes it kind of like sacrificed the plot and the characters just for the like I don't know how to I have a way of saying this and I I don't know how to it's our podcast. I can say whatever the fuck I want. It's like it's sucking off the like Pandora's dick. And it sacrifices like plot and character to do that sometimes. Especially Way of Water. I'm getting a whole new tangent here talking about Avatar, but with Way of Water, it was so boring. It was clear that the main purpose of this movie is to be like, look at this wonderful place. Look at these water effects. Are you so like, is it blowing your mind? I know we're really like a book writing channel podcast
Oh,
thing.
Haley, if you
But
wanted to, like, what elements do you like from Planetary Romance? Like, what would you take? Like, what could you take away and put into your books?
I do like the focus on like the culture and the planet. I think it's having it's why some fantasy like Game of Thrones is so popular and so immersive because it has like all these minute details. Oh yeah, especially like J.R.R. Tolkien. His worlds are like it's not really. I wouldn't call it a planetary romance, but he could. He could if he wanted to. And I think having such like a rich world that you build, I think that's something I could take away and something I admire about this genre. There you go. That is the word. That's something I admire about the genre.
Nice. Yeah, me too. I can't wait to read a few books from this series, from this list that I've created. Um,
I
Maybe
do
I'll look
want
at
to read Dune
Darkover.
though. I have the first book. It's on my list. I want to read it. I watched the movie and I loved it, and I'm desperately waiting for the second movie. And when it comes, I will be watching it in theaters. But I also want to read the books because I heard they're good. But I also heard it gets weird.
Yeah, I heard it gets weird.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at writing_addicts and on Instagram at writing.addicts. Have you heard of Planetary Romance? Chat out to us if you have.
Also, make sure to follow us on wherever you're watching/listening to this so you can get notified when we put out the next episode. And we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!